Hey everyone, Dullistic here, and today we are doing my second Creative Crystals unboxing, Violet Willow. Now, Violet was not intended to be my next unboxing. She isn't necessarily one of my favorites of the line. I would say she's probably out of the five, she's probably in fourth place. However, I did decide that if I ever saw a Violet with good bangs, that I would go ahead and get her, because unfortunately, the longer you let these dolls sit on shelves, the worse the bangs are, because people are buying up all the good ones, right? So I found a good one. It was supposed to be Bella, but I saw a good bang on Violet, and I was like, well, damn, I have to get her. And I was like, oh, well, I need to go ahead and get her so I don't get a terrible bang variant later, because I do want this doll, she just wasn't priority. But then in the store, she kind of had to be. Before we get into it, this is not a video for children. I do not make videos for kids. Thank you so much, YouTube. But yeah, let's get into it. So, just like Skylar, she has the new Creative Crystals box where it has the title. It has the name of the line up here, the beautiful artwork, which again, I really wish we got full body artwork of them on the back, but Rainbow High is just doing what it's doing now. And then saying, pour, create, wear. It has her name on the side. I like that the boxes are going by the colors now instead of just the red. And then on the back, you have this full picture of her and what she'll look like after you have all the resin done. Why does it look red? I guess because it's see-through and it's like getting the background in it, but that looks so... Well, it looks red here too. Why did they choose an orange background? That's so strange. I don't know. That's really weird to me. Oh, and then... the weird English. I guess it's going to be on every box. Where for you, too. That's not how people speak. But anyway, yeah, the boxes are very simple. So let's get her out. Now, if y'all watched the Skylar unboxing, you'll know that the process for getting all of this stuff out was awful. It is awful. It is not fun. Like, the doll herself is pretty easy to get out, but all of this extra stuff over here is just atrocious. Like, truly a terrible, uncomfortable, unpleasant unboxing. And pretty much every doll in the line is like that, unfortunately, because they all have the same packaging for the resin, and it's just atrocious. Like, I'm so... Like, this is supposed to be... This reboot is supposed to be marketed at a younger demographic. So why is the packaging more difficult than ever? Like, Winter Wonderland was already bad. And now this is worse. So yeah, I'm frustrated. Like, quite a bit. Like, this can't be fun for kids to unbox. And I don't know about y'all, but these have been shelf warmers in my area. I mean, they haven't been out that long, but they really are not moving very quickly. And I'm curious, if because of the lawsuit that MGA had to deal with the resin recently, well, I mean, it wasn't that recent, it was last year, but I'm curious if that has led to parents reevaluating buying these things for their kids. Like, buying resin toys for their kids, and how that will affect Rainbow High as a whole. Because, you know, if these flop, then that affects what they do next, you know? And I can't imagine resin is going to be like the new Rainbow High gimmick. I severely doubt that. I think they're just sort of trying things to see what works, or to see what sells. But I'm curious, I feel like I'm rambling. I'm curious if we're seeing now a reevaluation of resin toys, because frankly, these are a little bit of a shelf warmer. Again, they haven't been out long, but so are so many other resin toys that I'm seeing right now. Like, the Make It Mini stuff is not moving like it used to. Like, I used to be able to... So, I guess I'll give the precursor that I'm big on taking, like, store display units. Like, I enjoy taking the store display units when possible. And not to sell them, which I know is something that shithead people do. I'm not one of them. I either keep them for, like, you can see up there, I keep the Bratz ones for displays. You can see up there, I've got, you know, more Bratz ones. Like, I'll keep some to actually use for display, and I'll use some as risers, or I'll just take the stuff out of them and, you know, toss them, break them down, throw them away, because they're getting thrown away anyway. Now, why is that like that? I'm curious why they tied back these, like, tendril pieces, because in the artwork, they're just, like, they frame her face. So, curious. All right, well, you see she's out. These dolls do not come with stands, unfortunately, so I'm using one of my tried and true AliExpress stands. You can get them in bulk on there for cheap, and I do suggest doing the AliExpress ones, not the Amazon, because Amazon cranks up the prices. So use AliExpress if you can. But anyway, here's her comb. It's that new sculpt that they're using for the Creative Crystals line. Oh god. Where you're in theory supposed to use it to help with resin. I wouldn't do that. Just to be clear, I would not use this with resin because then you have to clean it, and that's a pain in the ass. Just use a toothpick that you can throw away. And then I went ahead and got her resin out. I'll be getting the rest of the stuff out off camera after I finish with this part. But yeah, let's get right into her. I've rambled enough. So, starting with her hair like always, she's got the typical violet blend. I very much love this blend of colors. There's like a bluish purple, a light sort of reddy purple, and then a pastel purple. It is so pretty. I love these colors. And it's up in a high pony. It's a little bit messy from being in the box, and also, like, these are mass-produced dolls, so of course it's going to be a little bit messy. She does have bangs here at the front. Now, these are good bangs for what I've seen from this specific Violet. So if you find one with good bangs and you want this doll, I'd go ahead and grab her because these are the best I found, like, at all. And that's saying something because these aren't even that good. And then she's supposed to have these two tendril pieces. I can't, like... I was going to just pull them out of these little ties, but unfortunately they are gelled up in there. Well, at least the other side was. This side doesn't seem to be. Okay, so yeah, they're pretty much the correct length. They're supposed to be framing her face. Yeah, this one is like gelled right here. I don't know why. Like, there's not much gel in the hair, thankfully. It does feel rather dry. Again, it's that new lower grade nylon that they seem to be using. But I do like that there's not much product in the hair. I'm still going to wash and condition like I do with pretty much every single doll I buy, so that she can have nice soft hair. And it does have a decent curl pattern. It does have some curls in it, although this side is rather, like, blah. This side has more curls. Like, it's an interesting situation happening with her hair. And then onto her makeup. You can't really see her eyebrows, so I'm not going to worry about those. And very minimal eye makeup. Not something I'm a huge fan of with the reboot. I do like the sort of youthful look that they have now. However, I'm pretty sure I said that in Skylar's video too. Like, I do miss the more bold makeup that they had because I feel like that was such a cool part of Rainbow High. And now they're going for the more youthful look, so they're doing less makeup. You can see that there's not purple, like, anywhere in her eye makeup, by the way. It's pink. Like, there's pink shadow all in the eyelid, and then, like, a more opaque pink here right in the crease with some glitter, and then, of course, the iconic black eyeliner that they use. And then there's a little bit of glitter here at the bottom. I think it's supposed to be in the corner, but it's sort of like a third of the way under her eye. And to be honest, it kind of looks like there's, like, not much going on at all. Like, when you look at her, you barely see the eye makeup. And part of that is because of the hair, but it's also because of how light the colors are. And then she has a cool lip. I like that they did this. This was a bold choice, definitely. They did a purple lip with glitter on top. I'm not the biggest fan of the chunky glitter on top. Like, this should have been a shimmer lip. Glitter lips are just hard to make work on any scale, whether it be doll or human. So I like that they tried to do it. It just looks chunky and kind of rough looking. They definitely should have used a, like, ultra fine glitter, a mica powder, just a shimmer lip, like something that would have made a little more sense at the scale because it just looks chunky right now. And I'm curious how difficult that would be to remove without removing the lip, because I don't want to remove the lip color, but I don't particularly enjoy the glitter. Because honestly, it just looks like... It it looks like she put her lip glossed lips into a bowl of sugar, and this is what happened. It's a little silly. It's a little silly. Moving down to her top, so she has on this fur. I thought it was just a stole, but it's like a whole thing going on back here. So I don't know what to call it. We're gonna call it an overcoat, I guess. I can't even describe the shape well. It's got armholes, but then it's got these two pieces that sort of come down. That's why I thought it was a stole, because it looked like it just like wrapped around. And I thought it would be similar to her costume ball doll. But no, it's got like this whole back here. Wait, is that supposed to be a hood? No. It's just like a big triangular panel of this faux fur. It's all made out of this very soft purple faux fur. Like, it's nice. It's just it's so strange. I don't know how to describe it. I want to take it off of her so that I can show you what it looks like off her body. Oh, those holes are a little too tiny for a doll without wrists. Free the wrist! Hashtag free the wrist. But yeah, it's lined in this purple satin. And you see how it's got that, like, weird shape? Like, it looks like a Fortnite glider. It looks like a paraglider. But it's cute. I like it. It's a nice quality piece, which I will always appreciate coming from Rainbow High now, because I don't ever really know where we're going with Rainbow High. So it's nice to see quality pieces again. It's just sort of a weird piece. And then under this coat, she's got on two tops. There is a hard plastic sort of tank top, and it doesn't really... And I feel like Skylar's gave a little more corsety. This just looks like a tank top, and much like Skylar's, she's got places on the side that the piece comes off, and then pieces on the... These pieces on the back that will help you take it off. And I am going to take it off so we can see the video. These are not as loose as Skylar. Oh my god. It's a big, sort of darker purple heart with silver hexagon rivets around. And then the actual body of the piece has this crystalline structure that you can't super see, but I'm hoping the light is hitting it enough to where you can. And it's in a lavender color. And underneath she has this pastel purple mesh shirt on with a more opaque purple modesty panel underneath. Although I would actually say it's far more than a modesty panel, because it goes from like above the breast, because it goes from like the upper chest all the way down to the stomach, and it doesn't go around. But yeah, that's a cool piece. I like it. Something else I kind of miss from Rainbow High are the painted nails. Like, it was so cool when we started getting them, and now we don't get them anymore. It's kind of sad. And then for her bottoms, she has a lavender colored pleather skirt. It's quite tight here at the hips. It's very fitted. And it's sort of a weird length, in my opinion. Like, I feel like it should be a little bit shorter or a little bit longer. I don't know. It's kind of high-waisted and does seem to have pockets. I'm curious if they are pockets. Have I said curious 100 times in this video? Okay. So yeah, they are actual pockets. We love that. Well, not actual pockets. Like, you can see it goes through, but it is a functioning pocket in the way that, like, they could put their hand in there if you wanted to. And it's just extremely simple. It's a little skirt, and then it has ruffles here at the bottom. And the ruffle isn't hemmed, but I don't think that's going to be a problem for this material, because it's just that same, like, pleather that they use for every other Rainbow High. But I do worry over time how this is going to fare. So, you know, just curious how that'll work. And then down to her shoes, she is wearing sneakers. I know this is a point of contention for a lot of people. They do not like the sneaker look with Rainbow High. They would prefer heels. I'm going to be honest, I think with this look, she definitely should have had heels, even though I will fight for sneakers. Like, I will fight for sneakers with Rainbow High, because I do think they're cute. I do think they work. But I think with this look, it's a little more glam, and she should be wearing heels of some sort. But honestly, that would be super easy to fix. Like, if you have extra Rainbow High pieces and you have extra Violet shoes, like, you could definitely just put a pair of heels on her. Like, her swim doll is probably on sale at your local Walmart for like $7-8. So just go get one of her and use her shoes if you like. And then you have a Violet head to play around with if you want to do some hair play. But yeah, she's wearing translucent purple sneakers with again, this like crystalline mold. She has hearts on the sides, very cute, and then white souls. They are very simple. You really cannot see much of the detail. Like, without this light shining on it, you can't really see much of anything that's going on because of how these shoes are, the see-throughness of them all. They do have shoelaces molded in, which is nice. But all of this cool molded detailing kind of gets lost when you use a see-through plastic. And I do like them, but again, I just don't think they fit the vibe of the outfit, unfortunately. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about them. They just are. They do have nice texturing on the... Oh. They do have nice texturing on the bottom of the shoes, though. Like, that looks like the bottom of my Vans, so... And I'm sure that's kind of what they are going for, like the Vans Converse-y look. All right, so now that I am done with the like review of what she's wearing, I'm gonna get all the extra stuff out off screen, and I'm gonna try to do an abridged version of my last Creative Crystals video, and yeah, we'll see how this works together. Like I said earlier, here is the resin. I imagine it's gonna be in a darker purple color with terrible packaging. The Rainbow High brand sandpaper, that is 100 grit. And I don't really think that's enough grit. Also, children shouldn't be sandpapering resin. I mean, they shouldn't really be doing resin to begin with, but they certainly shouldn't be sandpapering their resin. The parents should be doing that if it's going to be done at all. However, if you do this in a not messy way, which, I mean, I guess they are kids, so who's going to... What kid's not going to be messy? You probably won't get the seams that they're saying to sandpaper off. Anyway, we've got the plastic mold for some of the pieces. That looks like the earring mold, the sunglasses mold, and the ring mold. I don't know if you should be using resin in this either because I feel like it would melt it. I'm not 100% sure about that. Maybe it's a kind of plastic that won't do that. Or maybe this is for like 2-part resin or something else. But like if you already have these excellent silicone molds, I don't know why you would use this. Who knows? Then there's the base for the headband, which looks to be the exact same kind of design as Skylar's. However, this one has a longer little slot. The front of the purse, which is a purple crystalline heart with a silver plastic handle that has like chain molded into it and a silver heart through it. That's very cute. The ring mold that's supposed to be for you. Wear for you too. The sunglasses mold, which is cute, but I really think is going to look bulky and ugly yet again. Okay, well, maybe not. These actually look cute without the lenses, I'm going to be honest. And maybe if the lenses aren't too thick, they would look cute. I don't know. Kind of interested in seeing how that works out. The silicone mold for the glasses and the earrings. At least I think that's the earrings. Actually, wait. Yeah, now that I'm looking at it, where are the earrings? All right, so when I was opening the packaging for these, I did hear something go flying at one point, and I thought it was just the T-ties, but now I'm thinking it's the earring mold. But now I'm thinking it's the earrings. I'm gonna go look for them for a second. Well, I found one. The other one might be lost to time. But here's the earring holder. The mold for the ring, it's just a crystal triangle. The mold for the purse, it's very pretty. And the mold for the crown piece. I really love that. I think that's going to be gorgeous. And now that I know that neither of my MGA curing things works for this kind of resin, I know it needs to just immediately go out into the sun. So I'm going to get my space prepped, and then we'll have some fun with resin. Okay, so I thought that I was recording, and it turns out I wasn't. But anyway, I've got my area prepped. I let the resin sit in warm water for a few minutes to make it a little more pourable. And I've already started pouring into the molds. Unfortunately, I didn't get that on camera. But yeah, I've got toothpicks to actually help with the resin getting it into the little corners, and alcohol here in case I need to clean it up. That is how you clean up resin, by the way. And I'm a little worried about this mold in particular, the crown mold, because it's got so many little cracks and crevices and points that I fear it won't get into all of them. And I don't want to overfill it, but I want to make sure that all of the little points are... I want to make sure there's resin in all of them, you know? So I'm just going to take the toothpick and sort of make sure that there's resin in all of the holes, and make sure there's resin in each of the little points so that we're not missing out on anything. And I can't really tell if I need to put more or not, to be honest. It's also not a super pigmented resin now that I'm seeing it. It definitely seemed more pigmented with Skylar, but maybe that isn't as accurate, although I feel like it was. Is this mold full or not? Check the box, yes or no. Okay, it looks full. It looks like I don't have any serious air bubbles. And I'm gonna do this right here just to like get rid of any air bubbles on top, although it looks like most of them are near the bottom, so that's not very helpful. Let's do the heart. And I'm trying to do it slowly so that like every little corner gets filled. Oh, I can already tell these are gonna be a problem too. All these little points are gonna be a problem. Because like you can see that there are air bubbles. Well, maybe you can't on camera because it's so tiny. I don't know. I don't know what reads on camera. Like maybe it looks just fine. But in person, you can definitely see that there are air bubbles. I'm going to try to get them out. I'm not going to drive myself insane over it. That's a lie. That was just a lie, I said. I will, in fact, drive myself insane. I also don't know how full they expect us to fill these. Should I be filling it up to this point? You know, where it's the full edge of the mold? Should I have stopped at a certain point? You know, they don't really say. Because, like, that looks like it could be too much, you know? So the instructions do, in fact, say to fill it up to the edge. That's so funny. I don't really read the instruction. All right, so because I am, in fact, crazy, I did spend longer than I care to admit trying to get the air bubbles out of all these little pieces. Like, all these little points, and I still, like, wasn't 100% successful. But, yeah, I did my best. I also feel like that's just too much. So I'm trying to, like, scoop some out. I do like that it's not as pigmented as Skylar's because Skylar's was really dark to me. Okay, that looks better. So I'm gonna just... Now you'll see there is extra resin on the side of this mold now. Honestly, that's fine. But I'm gonna finish filling it up. And then let's do these as well. Ooh, these earring ones are... So with the earrings, I just pushed the nozzle all the way in and just like squeezed a little dot of resin inside. I'm gonna hope that's enough. Let's make sure there's no like significant air bubbles going on. Sorry, I feel like this is not that interesting, but on the last video, it definitely seemed like y'all responded well to me doing this, like the resiny part. So I don't know, it felt like I should do it again. And much more streamlined this time. I mean, I don't have to waste time going through the other curing methods when I know it can just go out into the sun now and work just fine, which is what I'm about to do. I have filled all the molds. There is still resin in here. I would say probably still half a container, a third to a half of a container. Except like last time, I do want to speak about the fact that this is not sealed properly. This bottle is not sealed properly. So you can see it has this nozzle, and I will be cleaning the nozzle before I put the lid back on, don't worry. But when you unscrew this nozzle, it's just an open hole. And then when you put this on, it is just a slip-on cap. There is no screw mechanism to make, screw mechanism? I don't know what it's called. Like when you screw on a lid and it makes it tight, it's not here. It makes a seal. There is no seal here to keep this resin in. So the fumes from the liquid resin will be constantly coming out. And if this is stored on its side or upside down, that resin will be pouring out all over the place, which is dangerous. Resin is not safe for kids. Like, they need constant adult supervision when they are using resin. And I feel like it shouldn't be marketed to kids anymore, which kind of makes me sound like an old fuddy-duddy, but like, I just really think it shouldn't. Because yes, it's fun. However, there are dangers to it that kids don't know to look out for. And kids aren't reading the directions they're not reading the warning labels. You know, the parents might, but the kids aren't. And if the parents don't think to read the warning labels, then, you know, they're just sort of playing it fast and loose with resin. And I don't like that very much. All right, so I'm going to go put these out in the sun. 5 minutes on each side. You're supposed to do 5 minutes on top, 5 minutes on bottom. And yeah, I'll be back shortly. Okay, so 5 minutes wasn't entirely the truth. It is supposed to be 10. But anyway, I am back about 20-ish minutes later. And we're going to demold all of this and make sure everything's good to go. With Skylar's molds, there were like numbers to show where to like pull from first. Because I do fear, especially with this one right here, that if I don't do it properly, it will break. Although it seems to be coming out just fine. Okay, perfect. There we go. Yeah, it's very see-through. There's not a lot of pigment in that resin. Not mad at it. Not mad at it at all. Just interesting. After seeing Skylar's be so dark. I haven't done anything with irises so far, because I do have iris. I think I said that in some of the comments. I may have said it earlier in this video. I don't know. Like, truly, I forget what I yap about. But, I haven't tried irises yet, so I don't know how pigmented hers is. Okay, gorge. And there is some extra resin around the corners that you can just peel off and throw away. Or not corners, edges. There are no corners on this. Let's do this one. Yeah, just gonna snap off those two little extras. Okay, everything seems to be going really well so far. Let's do the glasses. I'm worried about these and the earrings. There we go. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Nice. Not me putting it away. Okay. Oh God. Sorry for you hearing me say okay about 70 times. I was just like stressing these little, like, because when you see these like itty bitty little connectors, you're like, oh, that's gonna break. All right, let's do glasses first. I imagine, yeah, they're supposed to go in this way. So let's shove them in. Now, the instructions do suggest using more resin as a glue to keep them inside of these little things. However, most of these little products are not see-through, so I cannot guarantee that resin will actually cure once you put them in. So I would suggest just gluing them in. I use... Oh, I don't have it in the room right now. I have a fabric, I think it's called Fabrifix or something. Honestly, that's the glue I use for like everything because it's semi-permanent. Or like if you want it to be permanent, it is. And if you don't, you can get it off. But yeah, okay. These fit nicely. Actually, these may look cute on her. I don't know. Let's do the purse. And if y'all remember, the purse was the problem with Skylar. But, oh, nice. It fit perfectly. We have no problems here. Okay. The ring, I fear we will have issues with this one, but it's going to be fine either way. Just because of how much... Oh. Nope. Went in perfectly. Let's do the headband. Oh. And you just have to line up the notches. You going to go in, girl? Ow. These little things are pokey. Okay. Like, is there like a side that should go in first? Because this does not want to go in. Oh, okay. You have to push hard. So sorry I had to do that off screen. I was worried I was going to break it, and I thought I did. You just have to push hard, and it'll pop in, and that is in place. That's not going anywhere. And then we'll do one of the earrings. Unfortunately, I still have not found the other backing. I looked for it while I was waiting for these to cure, and could not find it anywhere. So, who knows? Okay, and that slipped in nicely. Perfect. All these little pieces worked wonderfully. No complaints. Now I'm going to clear all this stuff off. I'm going to put all these extra pieces on Violet, and then we'll do our little wrap up. All right, well, here she is, all assembled. I mean, minus an earring, of course. Oh. But I have to say, I like her a lot. I like her more than I was anticipating. Again, I do think a change of shoe would be in order. And I'm very happy to see that I like the glasses a lot more than I was anticipating. Like, I think those actually look cute. Like, and being able to see through them is a big part of that, to be honest. But yeah, all these pieces are nice. I don't super enjoy how tight the headband is on the head because it, like, fucks with the hair here into the ponytail. But I have to wash and condition the hair anyway, so it's okay that it's a little messed up right now. I'm gonna try to figure out a better way to put the headband on after I wash and dry her. But yeah, everything worked out nicely. All the molds worked wonderfully. There's still extra resin in here. I would say a good third of the container. So if you like messed some up, you would be able to redo them. However, we're going to go back to the fact that this is not sealed properly. There is unsealed resin in here. That is not necessarily safe, and I do not condone that, MGA. Now, she, like the rest of Creative Crystals, retails for $25. Very reasonable cost. However, I do not like that they don't come with stands. I'm imagining that budget went towards the resin and the silicone molds, which is great. However, I do not want to see that be the permanent direction for you, Rainbow High, because quite frankly, a good portion of your base is really upset with the fact that these don't come with stands. Like, we were already upset that we lost articulation, and now we're upset that you're not coming with stands, and you've been coming with these hard pieces, and the hair quality is lowered. Like, I know that you have to make cuts in places, but when you make cuts to, like, some of the most important parts, it really frustrates us. And, like, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I am going to be with you until the wheels fall off. However, it looks like the wheels are falling off. So I am going to need you to get it back together. Send it back to the factory, get it put back together, and let's reassess. But what this all boils down to is, I do like this doll. I really do. I think she is really cute. Do I think she is worth her price? Yes, with the caveat that you have to like the design. Like, you have to like her. That's really what it boils down to, whether or not she'll be worth it. Because quite frankly, like, she is. She just is worth the price you're paying for her. But you have to like her. And you have to find a good one. Because quite frankly, her makeup and her bangs are both kind of fucky on the store shelves. Like, the quality control is just not there. So if you find a good one, I would suggest going ahead and getting her, so you don't have to wait and get more, because they're gonna be on shelves. Just, let's just be real. We saw, like, the slime dolls are still on shelves. The Winter Wonderland dolls are still on shelves. I promise you they're gonna be around for a while. So if you see a good one of these, go ahead and get them. The others, it's okay to wait if you want. It's okay to wait for a sale. That's totally valid. I don't plan on getting a Maya until there's a sale. And I'm going to do my best to wait for a sale to get a second Iris, but I want a second Iris so bad. I just love her so much. And, like, the pieces they come with are all really good. So, you know, it just really boils down to personal taste, whether you like her or not. And that's pretty much all I have to say on Creative Crystals Violet. Please let me know down below what you think of her. Do you plan on getting her? Do you have her already? What do you think of the fact that her resin isn't as pigmented? I like it. I like this a lot more than Skylar's. So, yeah, let me know. Please like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube things, or do none of them. Just happy you're interacting with my content whatsoever. But if you do, it helps out my channel, and I will be in love with you. And we can... I don't know what the story arc behind this gimmick is, so I'm just going to say we can go play in the Crystal Caves together. I don't know. That's probably what it is, honestly. Thank you so much for watching. I try to put out new videos every single Monday, so I'll see you in the next one, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!